Hello, this is Tegan Thomas. I'm doing my medical terminology interview today with my friend Reed Bearden on celiac disease. So, Reed, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
My first question is, when did you first get diagnosed with celiac disease? And if you could just describe some of your symptoms and what goes along with that.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a long time ago. I was 3 years old. I'd been having seizures for I think 6 months. My parents said. Obviously, I don't remember much of it, but I do remember brief portions of my life having seizures and just kind of the haziness to it and whatnot. But they were trying to get it figured out for like 6 months. I even went to a brain doctor, and they were trying to cut my brain in half and do a bunch of crazy things. But eventually we went to an allergist, and the allergist tested me for a bunch of different things. And when they tested me for celiac disease, they found that was the issue. So then I went on a strict no gluten diet for the rest of my life up until now. And so, yeah, I guess that would have been 2004. So, yeah, a long time ago.
Wow, that's really interesting. So obviously you haven't had very many symptoms once you switched your diet, but if you have any sort of outbreak type things, has the condition changed? Like, have you experienced any sort of symptoms?
Yeah, so I mean, I've definitely loosened up with it over the years. When I was younger, my parents were very strict with me about it, obviously. And immediately, as soon as I started going on the diet, I didn't have another seizure since. But there has been times, obviously, where I've accidentally ate gluten, and then also just like certain things that have like very little gluten in it. I'm okay with eating and whatnot. So it's definitely loosened up over the years. I would say now, if I were to eat like a huge amount of it, I probably would just get stomach issues or things of that nature. Nothing too crazy. I don't think, like, probably nausea and stomach issues, but nothing like how it was when I was younger, I would imagine, but I wouldn't know.
Gotcha. So I know you talked about the doctors trying to cut your brain open. Do you have any sort of like experiences that are interesting about going to the doctor, like appointments? Did you have regular appointments or anything like that?
Not that I can remember, no. Obviously, it was a conversation that I had with just about every doctor that I went and saw, whether that was just a general doctor or I do remember meeting with an allergist a few times when I was younger, shortly after my diagnosis, but I think maybe 6 months to a year after I probably met regularly with her. And then after that, I never really saw a doctor about it again because, like I said, it was under control. And there wasn't really any like medications or anything that they put me on. So it was mainly just the diet and being strict about it and just keeping a healthy lifestyle.
Okay. So talking about the diet, I know you said that sometimes you're not that strict with it. But in general, do you think it's kind of like, is it way down to have to follow this diet, or is it not that big a deal?
I would say when I was younger, it was a much bigger deal than it is now. Obviously, with more and more people having celiac disease, and it just becoming more prevalent in today's society, it's become a lot easier. So, for example, like when I was a kid, there was times where I'd go into a restaurant, not be able to eat a single thing, and my parents would have to stop and get me something on the way home or wait till we got home just because there wasn't anything I could eat. But now, I mean, literally, I can go just about anywhere and not have any sort of issue. Like I said, obviously, I've loosened up a little bit in terms of the strictness of the diet. I would say that I still follow it like 90 to 95% strictly. But, you know, it's definitely gotten a lot easier in terms of going out and not really having to worry about it, and just about every grocery store has something that I can eat as well, so it's definitely gotten better over the years.
That's good to hear. So do you know if anyone in your family has celiac?
No, not that I know of. Now, my aunt did go on the diet for a while, but it was for something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
It was for things with her esophagus. But no, not that I can think of.
Gotcha. And then over the course of your life, have you met a lot of people who share the same condition, or have you been kind of alone on it? Do you feel like?
I could probably count on one hand how many people that I've met with this condition.
Wow.
I mean, in that being said, too, everybody that I've met that does have this condition, it's typically, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but it's typically pretty mild.
Yeah.
In comparison to what myself and my parents had to go through when I was younger. And so that's definitely been difficult. I would say that it's not something that I just come out and introduce myself with when I meet somebody new. It's more
Sure.
so just something that I guess gets brought up over getting closer with people over time. And, it's obviously not something that I'm completely proud of, but it's something that has been a part of my life that I have to accept and be willing to share with other people about. So,
Awesome. And that's all we got. Thanks, Reed.
thank you.